Welcome to your late Sunday, November 1st, second stimulus check update and stimulus news report. Today, I want to talk about a very interesting article that I just read, and I want to explain a lot about how this could potentially affect us regarding stimulus moving forward and how we could potentially see a change or shift here in the United States. Now, before I get into that article and what it completely said, I want to make sure that you are in control of your own finances. If you are, or if you want to be in better control of your finances and your life, go and watch the video I did earlier today. I will link to that. It will be the first video down in the description box below, so make sure you go and check it out. Now, let's get into this video and this article. This article was written by Business Insider. Now, according to multiple leading economists, the United States is heading down the same road we were headed down back in 2009. Although the United States has spent over $3 trillion on this pandemic alone, many believe that this has not been enough. Back in 2009, the Obama administration and Congress spent a little bit over $800 billion, and that was not enough. According to the National Restaurant Association, they took a poll, and roughly 40% of all restaurants in the United States said they will close within the next 6 months if there is no additional financial support from Congress. This does not include the airline industry, and this does not include hotels or other small businesses. So 40% of restaurants are predicted to close. This is based on the business owner, the restaurant owner, saying, yes, we will close within the next 6 months. That is within the next 6 months, not 6 months down the road. So we could see a huge shift in the restaurant industry very soon. Right now, no help seems to be coming from Congress anytime soon, and many people were predicting it was going to happen. I ultimately thought we would see stimulus months ago. We haven't. I ultimately thought we'd see stimulus back before November. We haven't seen that either. I thought this was going to happen in August. I thought this was going to happen by the end of September. I thought it would happen by the end of October. These are the exact same predictions that many experts are having. I am not an expert. I'm just reporting what experts are currently saying and what they are predicting. Now, things are eventually going to get worse. Right now, being that no help is coming from Congress, help might not come until sometime in February, but possibly even later. This would be devastating to the U.S. economy and to the American people as a whole. Here's something that was shocking, very eye-opener. The former head of the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, her name is Wendy Edelberg. She said, without additional stimulus, it would take years for us to get back to the path I would have projected pre-pandemic. And with each passing week, the ditch we're gonna have to crawl out of gets deeper. This is very scary, okay? When the former head of the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, is saying this. However, Wendy Edelberg is not the only one saying this. She is not the only one that sees the United States having a tough time recovering if no additional stimulus is issued. Claudia Sahm, a former Federal Reserve economist and expert on recessions, said that Democrats learned the lesson from 2008, going big and moving fast. And now all those lessons are out the door because they're doing the exact same thing, saying the economy will take care of itself. Now, this is pretty much a slam on the Trump administration, because the Trump administration is currently saying the economy is in a V-shaped recovery, things are going well, and we do not need a large stimulus package to get out of this slump. Well, the truth is that both parties are right. Both the Trump administration and Democrats are right. But Congress doesn't see it that way. Congress sees it that either Democrats are right or Republicans are right. They can't both be right. Now, here is what many people are saying. Now, do we need a large, broad stimulus package? No. That is not what experts believe would truly help. What experts believe is we need a large, targeted stimulus package. That is what we need. We need stimulus that would go to support struggling workers. We need stimulus that would go to help businesses on the verge of closure. We also need to get assistance to those that are behind on rent and mortgage payments. If the federal the eviction moratorium ends, or when it does on December 31st, people will start getting evicted. This will lead to another crisis. When student loan forgiveness or the deferral ends on December 31st, this will also lead to another crisis, because if people are not working and they can't afford to pay their student loans, what happens then? Well, things only get worse. And on top of all of that, what many people are saying is that right now, the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance that goes for the self-employed workers, the self-employed, what's going to happen is that ends on December 31st as well, which means on January 1st, 2021, that if you were getting any unemployment benefits because you were self-employed, what happens now is it completely goes away. You do not get any additional benefits. You don't get any additional weeks. Your employment goes from, let's say, $300 a week down to zero instantly. And that's going to be huge. Right now, the fact of the matter is that a large stimulus package that is targeted to the right individuals and businesses is exactly what the American people need to get out of this pandemic. In February of 2009, the Obama administration and President Barack Obama and Congress, they approved $830 billion in economic aid relief, a stimulus package. This was approved back in February 2009. It took about 7 years to get back out of this. That is way too long. This stimulus package, this $830 billion stimulus package, included $250 stimulus checks to the American people, which was roughly 52 million Americans based on how they did it at this time. This also extended unemployment benefits, provided tax cuts, and it improved infrastructure. And due to the fact that Republicans, okay, I'm always bashing Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, always, because they hold all the power right now. However, right now, what they're saying is due to the fact that Republicans didn't want to provide additional stimulus at the time back in 2009, it took 7 years to fully recover and get back the jobs lost due to the financial crisis. That is a very similar path that we're going down now. The problem is, back in 2009, that was a financial crisis. Okay, it would have been easier to get out of that. This is a pandemic. This is a virus that nobody can really see. This is a virus that we haven't had before. This is a virus that nobody has a cure for. We do not have a vaccine as of yet. So because of this time, 2020, is the time to provide even more stimulus, more than $3 trillion. Okay? Now, many people are saying that there are two paths going forward. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But what you need to know is that right now, Joe Biden would provide a larger stimulus package. However, it wouldn't come until maybe February or March of 2021. President Trump would provide a smaller stimulus package. Still, it's going to be probably anywhere from $1.5 to $1.9 trillion. It will be smaller than Joe Biden's, but it will come much sooner. It would come probably sometime in 2020. So, those are the things we need to understand moving forward. Experts right now are warning Americans that too little stimulus right now will be devastating and will mean a very long road to a full recovery. Now, here's the big news. According to multiple economists, there really are two options moving forward. President Trump getting stimulus much sooner. Joe Biden getting larger stimulus, but it wouldn't come until possibly sometime in February or even March. Now, they do predict that as of the two candidates, Joe Biden or President Trump, right now they are saying that Joe Biden would have a slight edge. And they say this because he experienced the financial crisis of 2009, and he saw the aftermath of it. So between the two, the one that has the more experience would be the better option moving forward through this pandemic. However, They are saying that waiting until February or March might change this whole pandemic whatsoever, might just flip it on its head. And if this happens, then really Joe Biden's his advantage, because he's been through a crisis before, that kind of just goes out the window. So as of right now, they're saying Joe Biden has a slight lead, but if nothing happens until February, then that advantage for Joe Biden to get us through this pandemic pretty much goes out the window. So that's huge, because that pretty much tells us that no matter who's running the country, we do not have an upper hand. We do not know what's going on, which is just making the lives of Americans that much worse. Now, what many people are saying is that Congress needs to step up. And we know this, but they need to step up and put up the right solutions, give us the proper procedures, the right stimulus, the right funding, the right amount of everything, so that we can actually get through this. Because of right now, what these experts are saying is that if Congress doesn't step up in the right way and provide those in need with the life support to help them get through this pandemic, then they might not be around for another 6 months. And this is tough to hear. We are anticipating there's going to be more deaths. We already know there's going to be more positive cases. We already know businesses will close. But Congress needs to do more. Another thing that experts are worried about is that currently other experts in Europe and other countries said they would not lock down. There is no way their country would lock down. However, the UK also said this, and right now, France, Belgium, Germany, and Sweden all said they would not lock down. But they have, and they are going to lock down again. This is not good news for the United States, because here in the United States, President Trump and many governors said they would not lock down. However, they are now anticipating that more governors are on the fence about locking down, waiting until after the election, and then they will release their statement as to whether or not some cities and states will begin to lock down. This is why I tell you, you need to stay informed, you need to stay up to date on everything that is currently going on. Based on some of the reports that I have been reading, many people in Congress are looking into what has been done right and what was done wrong, not only now in 2020, but back in 2009 as well. And this is most likely going to provide for a larger stimulus package moving forward, and it will also provide more of a guideline moving forward. How do we get ourselves out of this rut, out of this crisis? Now in 2009, it was a financial crisis. Right now, it's a pandemic. But how do we move forward? How do we get everybody together collectively and get everybody out of this pandemic? That is what's currently being reported. The only problem is that as of right now, to get a bill passed, to get stimulus passed and get it out to the American people and get billions and billions of dollars out to the American people, it will provide an act from Congress. That means the House has to pass it, the Senate has to pass it all before it goes to President Trump or maybe President Joe Biden for their signature. So, as of right now, this is all we got regarding stimulus. It's just we need more stimulus, we need a larger stimulus package, and we need it as soon as possible. With every day that passes, the likelihood of us getting out of this pandemic quickly almost disintegrates. So, that's what we know right now. Just want to thank you guys for watching today's update. If you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys for watching. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.